How do I change my Windows PIN? Hi everyone, Leo Notenboom here for askleo.com. Here's the question I got not that long ago. How do I change my PIN, the one I use to sign into my machine? I can't find how anywhere in my Microsoft account. Well, that's because it's not part of your Microsoft account. It's actually unique to each device on which you use a PIN. To change the PIN, also known as a personal identification number, used to sign into a machine, you need to change it on that computer. Once you know that, it's actually pretty easy. So we're going to fire up the Settings app and just search for PIN. You can see that it says Set up PIN Sign In. That's what we're going to click on, even if it's already set up. Then, on the resulting page, we'll click on PIN Windows Hello. And there's the option right there, Change PIN. Click on that. You'll need to enter your old PIN and then your new PIN twice. Of course, as with any PIN, you can choose to include letters and symbols, which essentially just makes this another password. Since this is machine specific, which I'll talk about in a minute, I'm actually quite happy with a 4-digit PIN. And that's all there is to it. The PIN has now been changed. When I sign into this machine again, I will use my new PIN. So why would you want to change your PIN? Normally, there's really no reason to change a PIN unless you're concerned that your PIN has been compromised in some way by someone who actually has access to your computer. Since a PIN is machine-specific, it's not used online at all. The only time it comes into play is when you're at your machine attempting to sign in, or when some of the other reasons that Windows Hello, the technology that handles things like PINs and fingerprints and security keys and the like, is used. For example, many password managers will ask Windows to confirm you are who you say you are before filling in a password. If you're configured to use a PIN to sign in, you may need to enter that PIN again to proceed. If someone knows your PIN and has access to your computer, well, then they can log in and impersonate you. If that's the case, it's not someone you trust, then of course it is time to change your PIN. So what about your other computers? While I get that it is super common to set all of your machines to use the same PIN, each device actually has its own. That means you'll need to decide if you want to change your PIN on every machine that uses one. I think the most important thing to understand here is that changing a PIN on one machine does not affect the PIN used on other machines. It's a machine level, not an account level settings. So a question I get from time to time is, well, how are PINs even safe? Well, most account compromises happens when someone on the internet gets your online account password and signs into your account. PINs used to sign into Windows are just not used online, so they don't represent a risk to, say, overseas hackers or database breaches. To use a PIN, someone needs physical access to your machine. That makes them a very convenient and, yes, a secure way to keep your computer, including your signed-in online accounts and local data, safe from someone walking by or from someone who steals your computer. If you feel your machine is at risk of physical access by someone who knows or could guess your PIN, then change the PIN. It's easy to do. For updates, for comments, for links related to this topic and more, visit askleo.com/194704. I'm Leo Notenboom, and this is askleo.com. Thanks for watching.